So, would I recommend someone to come and train with Kim or even just come to one of his breathworks? Absolutely. I think what's unique about Kim is his approach of teaching is coming from not just the wisdom, but from the lived wisdom that he's experienced. And so he's not going to be offering anything that he hasn't embodied and learned from his own experience. What surprised me the most by working with Kim is that what's important to him has nothing to do with the importance of what we learn is important in school. So we're not given a textbook or something that needs to be understood and memorized, but rather how can we be really present and alive with whatever is relevant in our life at the moment. Did we just have a big heartbreak? Or is there something going on with our parents? Maybe someone just passed away in our family. And that's what is most important. And I was really shocked by how when we meet together for our trainings, what's relevant is whatever is alive in us at the moment. And then he weaves in the content from the modules, from the textbooks. And so it's there, but it's integrated into what's actually happening in our life. And so we're not gonna talk about something that is in the book and is maybe the next thing to talk about. We're gonna talk about what's relevant. We just experienced trauma in the space with the public, so now we talk about that. Because even though that's maybe the last module in our training, if we were to look at it in order. So I was very surprised, and I still continue to be surprised with how he weaves in the content into what's relevant in our group and in the spaces where we're offering the breathwork. My name is Tamara Fields, and I'm doing a breathwork training, or maybe ceremonial breathwork untraining, with Kim Kindersley in Ubud in Bali. It's a 3 months training, untraining program. And I started about a month and a half ago, and we started immediately with being in person with the public and hands-on, seeing what happens when we do ceremonial breathwork. What is it that happens in the space, and how can we show up as a facilitator to hold that space? Why did I pick him to work with? It really wasn't actually the breathwork that I was that fascinated by, but more by going to Kim's breathwork, I got to see the rippling effect in the space and how people were responding after doing the breathing. And this really gave me this hook in when I found out he was doing a training to work with him and to find out what's the wisdom, not behind the breathwork, but behind how Kim holds the space to allow people to release and surrender to what's alive in them and find their voice, find their way to express themselves through their body. What I've learned from him is he's never thinking about what he's going to say or planning to say anything specific. He's always just attuned with the space and allowing whatever is alive to come through. And he does this in this very organic storytelling sort of format, which then gives the insight and the wisdom for each person to receive whatever they are ready to receive, and they can interpret the story to fit their own medicine that they're looking for. And so this quality that Kim has of pulling together his life experience into the present moment and then delivering it through a story, whether it be through the whales or through what someone else has mentioned through their emotions, or they're coming in with anger and he's like, well, did you get angry before coming into the room? Or are you angry since you got in here? Did something trigger you here? And he's very, very much weaving in what's happening in the present moment into what's relevant with the moon, with the sun, with the wars that are happening on the planet. So it's a very balanced place to receive his stories.